Okay, let me start off this video by saying that I know I wanted to do Metroid Zero Mission because I've never truly done a Metroid game on this channel yet, but yeah, I changed my mind like I normally do. I know I also want to do South Park Rally, but I didn't start that either. So instead, I decided to finally start up Conker Live and Reloaded. And of course, you know, this game is a remaster of, you know, the 64 title. Of course, you know, Conker's Bad Fur Day. And this was made for the original Xbox? It was made for 360, I don't remember. Let me go ahead and delete my game real quick. I was playing for a bit, but then I kind of just got stuck for a second, but it's okay. I've played Conker's Bad Fur Day like in the past, and I think I might have even done like a Let's Play of it at one point, but I believe that that was deleted, or at least never finished. And speaking of never finished, I have never personally ever beaten Conker's Bad Fur Day. I got to like the final boss, which I won't spoil for anybody that really wants to know. I know this is a super old game, but since we're doing a Let's Play, it's probably best if I just don't spoil it, just in case. And I've never beaten this version either, so... Hell, I never even played this version until recently, and I wanted to play this one for like the longest time. Like, this was always something that looked so good and so interesting, but I never had any way to play it. So, I do now, and we're going to play it. And yeah, like I said, this is a remaster of the 64 title, Conker's Bad Fur Day. This one's entitled Conker Live and Reloaded, and I think the live part of it, I think, comes from the name of, like, Xbox Live, because they did kind of, like, change the multiplayer from what I've heard. I've never, experimented much with the multiplayer back then on the 64 one anyway. So, oh, I thought the game was frozen for a second. It's been a while. Also, for those that might be new to Conker in general, I should go ahead and explain real quick that, one, this game has a ton of profanity, and yes, they do censor a lot more stuff in this version than they did the 64 version, which sucks. There's also tons of references, this one being, of course, Clockwork Orange, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, I probably won't point them all out and say, look, reference. Just bear in mind that almost nearly everything in this damn game pretty much ends up being a reference to something in general. And yeah, also, this game is very crude and what's the other word for that? Crude and crash? Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what the other word was. I'm starting to forget English words again. I'm starting to forget my own language here. But yeah, even though, you know, the title does say, you know, Conker's Bad Fur Day, which I think is cool that they still left that in, but regardless, this is still Live and Reloaded. This is the updated version. They, you know, changed the graphics, they changed up the art style a bit, they actually changed up a few little minor things here and there, in terms of, you know, levels and, like, certain characters' actions toward things, and what have you. But mostly, if I'm not mistaken, I think most of it just kind of stays about the same. So, yeah. But anyway, back to, like, talking about Conker being, you know, a little messed up. You know, just keep in mind this game's very adult-themed. Like, very adult-themed. So, if you don't like that, then, you know, don't watch, of course. And I will also probably not refrain too much from, throwing out profanity everywhere. So, yeah. Because that's just, you know, how my channel normally works. But this game, just to kind of talk about it for my own experiences, I guess. I've always enjoyed a Conker playthrough when I get the chance. I never really ever, like, finished a Conker playthrough, but it was always just like, oh, I want to play Conker again. I've been in the mood for that. I want to whip that out. And then I do, and then I played for a bit, and then I usually kind of end up stopping, but the main thing that I guess I can say that I really enjoy about this game is the fact that it's both and isn't a collectathon in some way, shape, or form. Because there are things that you can collect, but for the most part, a lot of it are, well, I wouldn't even say, like, I guess most of it's kind of mandatory, but they're just mostly MacGuffins, basically. I mean, well, then again, every Lethathon basically has MacGuffins. I don't know. I explain this. I should probably try to stop maybe explaining Conker in general to people, because I'm sure at this point, most people, especially if you follow my channel, you probably know what Conker is just by sheer virtue of just understanding my level of humor. You'd probably be like, okay, yeah, there's no way in hell he wouldn't just play Conker. Because like I've started to notice that I've become kind of like a slight bit of the South Park guy, where, you know, even like from like Let's Plays from way back then when I originally did, you know, South Park Rally, you know, people ended up kind of, you know, liking them and watching them, and then like the recent Chef's Love Chat got watched a bit, and that surprised me, and I was like, okay, people like my South Park stuff, you know, they like the Fractured But Whole or whatever. They definitely like Stick of Truth, and I absolutely agree. I still have yet to actually do a full playthrough of the first game, and I'll probably end up ignoring most of like the mobile and browser games because they're probably already gone and dead, and there's no access to them. Also, I know I said I probably shouldn't explain a lot of things, but I kind of feel like explaining some of the background of stuff. I don't remember exactly everything about the background of this game, besides the fact that this game was originally, I think, supposed to be a kid-friendly game, but then they changed it into like a complete overhaul. And then I know there's like a Game Boy game, but I never played that one. What else? A lot of this has very, you know, rare humor in it, as in, you know, Rare the company, because I think they're British, and they have a lot of very, you know, British-style humor to it. And like I said earlier, you know, a lot of just crude humor, and I like that. I like crude humor to a point, you know, when it's done right. And I still feel like, personally, this game has a lot of relatively funny jokes that still kind of hold up. Most don't, but, you know, most of it's still pretty okay. And in terms of gameplay-wise, that's the other thing, too, that I kind of want to talk about, is that it got changed a bit, is they kind of modernized the gameplay. I say modernized, but they kind of updated the gameplay a bit more, where now, instead of just hitting the B button, now you actually hit B and then you pull out a weapon and then you use it to smack things. And okay, yeah, I know, I'm getting ahead of myself. Also, it's been a while since I've done a Let's Play, so I'm kind of just out of focus for doing a Let's Play. I know I still need to do Sonic Unleashed at some point, but this game just came up in my life again, and I was like, you know what, I gotta share this with people again, because I like Conkers a lot. Always have, and pretty much always will. Hopefully, the game volume's not too loud or too quiet. Granted, there are subtitles, but that doesn't really ever help when people are trying to, like, do something while they're watching at the same time. But then you have me blurting over every, you know, line. So that probably doesn't help either.
Oh, so you can't help me at all.
Actually, yes, I can. Maybe.
Okay. What's your name?
Beardy.
Beardy? You haven't got a beard.
No. Beardy.
Yeah,
Beardy's.
for me, some of the jokes still aren't that funny.
So how can you...
Not that I'm offended, it's just like, I don't know, they're kind of dumb. But, yeah, so, of course, you know, we get to meet Birdie. And now we gotta do the fun thing of figuring out what the hell we're supposed to do next, which seems to always be the case with Conkers. But Conkers is really good in that aspect, because once you get to a certain point in the game, they're going to allow you to kind of gain access to different areas that you can go to. You can kind of like pick and choose a path, and it's really interesting when they do that, though. I kind of like that a lot better.
Okay, I'll press B.
Also, I do want to say, if you were to compare this game to Banjo-Kazooie and, you know, DK64, like, yeah, that would be an obvious choice, because, you know, again, Rare made those games, but
What does that mean?
there are similarities, but there's definitely a ton of differences. And, you know, like I said before, this game is technically kind of like a collectathon, kind of, but I feel like it's more of an adventure game than a collectathon. And I personally kind of like that aspect. Like, I still like Banjo-Kazooie 1. I'm not a big fan of 2E, personally speaking. Wait, do I just do it again? I forgot. Oh, no, you can just give him helium, that's right. But, yeah, I like Banjo-Kazooie 1. I 100% it, like, way back in the day. And nowadays, I'm kind of a little indifferent about it. I don't really particularly mind it too much, but I also don't want to play it that often. And it's kind of the same thing I've gotten with Mario 64, but I'll play Mario 64 faster than I'll play Banjo-Kazooie. But hell yeah, now Conker's back on his feet, and now we can finally get to the main part of the game. And that's, of course, you know, the gameplay. But, well, okay. Let's be honest here. It's not just the gameplay. This really is a very cutscene-heavy game, so...
And by the way, if for whatever reason you want to skip all these wonderful cutscenes, just pull the left trigger.
Yeah, see, that's the catch. That's something I found out, you know, later on. I was like, oh, I thought I could skip cutscenes because I've seen all these before, but... No, you have to actually watch the in-game cutscenes for that to work. So, yeah. To go over the controls a little slightly here, just because, you know, that's just what I do. We don't have a lot of particular moves set right now, but... Oh, that's right. I forgot you can crouch.
Oh, yeah. Press A to jump extra high. Then press A again to do that funny helicopter tail thing.
But yeah, this is a part of the reason why I kind of like it as just like a platformer. It's kind of got that Jak 2 vibe to it where it's clearly, you know, a different game than what it was, than what it used to be. Like, it's more edgy and more different and less collectathon focused, but at the same time, it still kind of holds that nice bit of platforming to it that makes it kind of fun. By the way, I don't think I'll ever end up Let's playing Jak 2 and 3 because they always give me a nightmare playing those damn games. So...
Who's this guy?
If you think you're going this way, you can think again.
Oh, you're a real charmer. I just want to get past, please.
No, I don't think so. I've only just got comfy. Have you ever sat on a piece of Gothic architecture for 200 years? Gets right up your ass, you know. Thought it was about time to move on to a bridge, say. And I'm not moving now.
Isn't it a little bit
You
early
know,
in the day to start talking about Gothic?
I don't know what it is, but I like that guy's voice.
If you care to come a bit closer,
It's very soothing for some reason. I don't know why.
of another nature.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to check something real quick. If I'm not mistaken, I think he can actually knock you off. Yeah, okay. I was kind of right. Well, okay. You just take damage, but we don't actually take damage right now. We're pretty much, for the most part, invincible. And, sorry about the coughing and shit. Excuse me for that. I haven't pretty much talked for, like, most of the day here. Oh, wait, what's supposed to go again? I forgot. I think I'm supposed to find a lever, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'll probably never end up... Yeah, there it is. I'll probably never really end up using the crouch jump thing just because... I don't know. It just seems to never really be that useful in most of these occasions. Also, what really kind of sucks, though, is that Conker's got destroyed after this. Like, in my opinion, I still like this game. I think this game's, you know, quite good and everything. It's just that after this game came out, it seemed like Conker's... I keep calling him Conkers. It's Conker. Conker himself seemed to have just basically disappeared. And I don't know... Besides, like, the weird Xbox things that they did, like the weird Microsoft things that they did with him after a while. Like, they tried this weird... what was it? What was it called? My brain keeps thinking Unity for some reason. It's like, no, that's a game engine thing. That's a game making thing that you can use.
Meeny, miny, Mo. A frying pan.
Alright, so yeah. Now we gain access, you know, to our first weapon, of course.
Here's the score.
And, you know, like he basically said, just press B, equip it, and that's how you unequip it as well. And then you hit the right bumper to, you know, hit them with the weapon, of course. So now they're going to spawn enemies, and we have to pretty much, I think we have to kill all of them.
I thought the designer said this was just a straight port. What a hack. Now,
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about earlier, with them basically just kind of changing up a few things, which is nice. Because the original one, like, you know, these guys I don't think do spawn anyway, because it wouldn't make any sense. Because it wasn't really much of an action game. But now they kind of changed it up to be kind of like that. So I don't know the enemies' names by any means. What's called like the shield bald guys, I guess, because they do that where they can kind of shield up and just attack you, and it's annoying. They take about 6 hits to kill, no matter what, and it's just unfortunate. It's really annoying. But one thing you can do is you can kind of like just stay in front of them, and then eventually you'll just get them, and they'll die. Something I do like about the weapons in this game is the fact that they seem to be a lot better than what I remember them being like in the 64 version. In my opinion, at least. I've always kind of just, like, because having to actually just hold the weapon out and then hit the enemy with it or whatever just makes it a lot faster and easier to deal with. Oh yeah, I forgot you're supposed to actually do something else here. We're supposed to actually whip out the frying pan and then smack him with it. Okay. Oh, that worked.
You stupid little...
wasn't he meant to fall off here? Hey, weren't you meant to fall off here?
Yes. But the designer thought it wise to change the training level a bit. To fool the audience into thinking that the rest of the game would also be different.
You know, at least he's courteous.
Something else.
I kind of like that about him.
Well, lucky I brought this as well in.
Yeah, I never remember picking that up. Which I'm kind of glad that they didn't just... Oh yeah, he just fucking straight up dies.
No more surprises.
To be honest, I don't even know if there are anymore. Like, this is the only one I can think of that really got that much of a change. So, I'm actually curious if they ever did. I'm going the wrong way. I completely went the butt fucking wrong way here. That's my bad. Something I've kind of come to notice is, like, the brightness is kind of weird. Does anybody else kind of see that? Where it's like there's like a huge like darkness all around like the screen. It just kind of bugs me. Wait, where were we supposed to go again? I forgot. Oh, right. Yeah, see, you don't even have to use like high jump to do this. You just jump straight up and it'll work.
Plunger with dynamite. I think I know what's gonna happen now.
Something that's also really fun about Conkers in general is the context-sensitive buttons that we've been, kind of playing with. Because pretty much you just practically just can do some cartoony shit. Wouldn't it be kind of fun in real life just like having like some cartoon physics every once in a while? Be like Wile E. Coyote, set up like a whole, like paint like a whole wall or whatever, and then somebody tries to run in, they just go right through it, but then you try to run in, you just bam. I want to be honest with all y'all, of course. These are some of my least favorite moments of the game, are just watching the Doctor cutscenes. I've never really grown attached to these characters, these villains, very much. And plus, they just go on for, like, quite a while. And like I said, this game is very, very cutscene happy, so you're going to see that for a while. At least until, I think after this cutscene, we're going to start to kind of just go back into, like, gameplay cutscene for a bit. I just now noticed that his legs are gone. I didn't even... I don't know why it took me that long to find out. Did he... I don't remember if he ever had his legs gone in the original one. He probably did. But yeah, they're like cut off too. Which, they got like stitching on him, of course, to kind of What am I trying to say?
I'll be as quick as I can.
Well, they look like teddy bear stitching, and as you could definitely tell, you know, he's definitely got
Oh, little,
a lot of
I'll go ahead.
design choices on him that he decided to modifications on him that he decided to make, I guess.
Yes. Wait, no. I don't want you to get the duct tape out again. Goodbye. Goodbye. Duct tape? I'll get him a duct tape. I'll come down here.
Now, granted, in the original game, I think they censored out fuck, but they never censored out anything else. I think they don't censor shit, and they would say twat, which was what the gargoyle was supposed to say.
Yeah, clean slate. This anti-gravity chocolate is kind of working. That's voodoo. That's voodoo. I don't know about that.
So these loading times sometimes take a while, sometimes don't. Also, one of my favorite songs of gaming. Yes, unironically, sometimes I accidentally hum this song to myself whenever I'm just doing whatever. It does come up in my head. This song has stuck with me ever since I've played Conker. It's just such a catchy tune. So anyway, as you saw, of course, you know, anti-gravity chocolate, as he basically described it, is essentially, you know, your health in this game. And I'm going to show off the bat real quick. Also, if you attack these guys from behind, they'll end up just doing this every single time with a pretty much almost a fail. That's why attacking them from the front seems to be like a better option. But yeah, the weapons are so much it's just better. Now, again, I'm not trying to say that Conker's Bad Fur Day for the 64 is a worse version. Like, I don't think there's any technical worse version, in my opinion. I think both are fine on their own. It's just that certain things just have better qualities to them. But yeah, look at this. So you can see, like, there's something over there. There's, you know, obviously this spiral mountain thing looking here. There's this honeycomb place. And, you know, there's that grass area we came from. There's, like, this, you know, the fork in the road that we came from earlier, too. And there's just so much that you can kind of, like, do at once. And, yeah, if you try to go in there right now, you get attacked. I actually got jump scared when I was playing this the other day. And I was like, oh, fuck.
It's like one of them skills.
Leg hem schut aan, kijk de shit out of him.
Nah, we'll wait till he comes up here, alright?
Oh, God, then, yeah.
I like those guys. They're funny. So, actually, before we do that, I kind of wanted to show off that cutscene later, but I guess the game decided to make me, you know, show it off now. But yeah, it's never guaranteed whether or not these guys are going to actually spike you from the front, but, you know, you could at least try to get them from the front so they can die faster. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about the... I'm not going to worry about the dung beetles. That's what I think they are. And I'm just going to instead go and talk to this wonderful lady over here before we start.
Nasty, nasty wasps. Whatever shall we do? My beautiful hive is gone.
I might just end up doing pretty much the same thing I pretty much do every run in this game. It's just like the same objectives. I think for the most part, you're kind of stuck with at least 2 at a time. But that still feels like that still gives me options, in my opinion. That's still more than enough. Maybe 2, maybe 3, you know. Which I still like. And plus, these areas are a little big, too, actually, come to think of it. You'll see what I mean when we get to insert other areas that smell very stinky later. Again, I kind of don't want to spoil this, just in case anybody's never played Conker before, or ever seen it before. Which wouldn't be too surprising. I mean, this game is... I wouldn't say it's got a cult following. I don't know. I guess so, maybe.
Come on, Bob. Let's go get him.
Yeah, let's get him.
Yeah, I fucking still hate wasps to this day. Not only hate them in like Donkey Kong Country, but I hate them here too. Now, granted, if you just hold up on the stick, you'll be fine. They're not gonna attack you. They can try to attack you from behind, but that's not gonna happen. They're just too damn slow for some reason. And there you go. That's all you gotta do for that. Easy. But we still can't go to the hive, as far as I'm aware. I mean, I can check, actually. I can do that.
Eat that, mother buzzer.
Damn, he's smoking. Nice.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Squirrel. And none of this would have happened if it weren't for that no-good husband of mine. He's gone
I wonder if we'll ever get to meet her husband. Or not.
What? Nothing. Anyway, as a reward for your good service to the bee community, I present you with this.
Somebody call for me.
Nice. I've also always kind of liked the cash, like their voice. I always kind of liked it. I was finding it kind of funny. I don't even think they even changed it. I don't think they even redubbed him. I think he's just the same voice that he was before. But yeah, now we finally got cash, and that's the collectible that I was talking about earlier. Also, just ignore the pop-ins. That's just fine. That's just, you know, old games for you in general. Actually, I think this was 360. I don't think this was Xbox original. I think this was 360. And it only ever was on, like, you know, those consoles, which sucks. So, all right, let me try something here. I'm just gonna dick around for a bit. Oh yeah, the worms. So these little turds will just basically bite you. I'm just gonna go around them because not gonna lie, folks, I kind of forgot what was up here. Well, there's this guy.
Who are those guys? Oh, hello there. And what do you do then?
It'll cost you
Oh, how much?
a lot. Come back when you got more money
Oh, I see.
on your bike.
That's a new phrase I never heard before, or never recently heard, I should say. Let's go and do something else. Actually, let's go. Usually chocolate's supposed to spawn back, but I guess they're not doing that right now. Let's see. Let's go deal with the dung beetle situation right now, because there doesn't seem to be any other situation that we can rely on.
It's me again, Mr. Scarecrow Birdie. Right, what seems to be the problem? Oh yes, you need manual. Otherwise, that doesn't work.
You dick.
It cost you.
Oh, how much?
Got any Pepsi box?
What?
Don't matter. Actually, I think, well,
I would explain that joke, but I feel like explaining it would just ruin everything, so I'm just gonna leave it.
manual lockdown.
Like, there's context behind it, but I don't want to explain it.
There you go. Manual. Just press B.
Alright, sweet.
Whoa! Get me out of here! Hey, you! Come here! Come on!
That's another one of my favorite jokes.
Okay, suits me.
Hell yeah. Cashola. What's one? I'm trying to think of one of the lines he says in the game. It has been a while, like I said. It's been a while. You can't skip these, by the way. You don't have to actually read these. Coming soon. Just now noticed that.
Here's the first time you use a more complex.
You know what? Fuck this. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to watch the tutorials anymore. Who gives a shit? But yeah, basically you just slingshot the dung beetles. Hit them twice. Get them to get pissed off. And there you go. You can even kind of like miss them a little bit and they still kind of just activate. They have a hell of a hitbox. Like, you see that? That's big. That's giant. But there you go. That's all you gotta do to take care of those assholes. And if you didn't take care of them, they'd kick the shit out of you, you know. They kick your ass, so. I'm trying to think of what area this is up here. Hang on.
Let's see. That way or that way? That way smells a bit hooey. Let me see.
As far as I'm aware, I don't think we can go this way yet. I don't think we can do this. Actually, it's funny because I said earlier this game usually has like multiple open pathways, but then, oh my god, it's always a fucking cutscene in this game. I know I said earlier that like it's multiple pathways, but I'm starting to actually kind of retract that information, and I'm just gonna say this: like I think there's. How about okay, let me retract and say instead of multiple levels that you can go to at once. There's more so multiple objectives you can do at once. Like, I could have easily taken out the dung beetles first, and I could have just dealt with the bee afterward. I should say that. I think that would make more sense. And I am completely wrong. I might be completely wrong about what I said earlier, and I'm just forgetting a lot of things because I don't think we can go here yet. I think this is an area that we have to come to later. No, never mind. I was thinking of the bridge. Okay, so I was right. I'm gonna retract my statement earlier I said about fucking things up. So, oops. Oh, that's a huge Roblox oof in a nutshell. But yeah, so there are a couple things we can do here. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the main two. Well, okay, I'll say this. For this area, you kind of have to do most of it kind of one by one, but nah. See, now I'm kind of just fainting on what I'm trying to say. Because I feel like you have to unlock most of those levels to actually access the other objectives, so... Look who it is. It's Greg.
Whose idea was this anyway? Right. Hello. My name's Greg, the Grim Reaper. Don't laugh.
Aren't you a little shot to be a grim?
If anybody knows
How many Grim Reapers
that specific video, then you'll probably, know what I'm talking about. But the Bad to the Bone song.
Ah, yes. Conker. Surname?
The squirrel.
The Squirrel.
You just have to look up, like, Conker Bad to the Bone or something like that, and you'll come up.
Sodding squirrel, wouldn't you?
It's just a dumb video. I just think it's funny.
There is actually. It's like those bloody cats. Such a pain in the ass. You're one of these special cases.
Nice, cool.
Yes? Apparently, according to the powers that be, I'm just doing my job. I do what I'm told. I don't even get paid very much. Apparently,
That sucks.
squirrels can have as many lives as they think they can get away with.
Oh, I see. So I'm not dead.
You're dead, but not quite.
Right. Well,
So that explains why there's so many damn squirrels in real life, because they just keep coming back.
Tass, you don't get out of it that easily. Now,
Even when they end up as roadkill.
the thing is, you may not be dead, but that doesn't mean you can't die.
But yeah, I guess,
Do more.
if anything, the game feels like it has multiple objectives going on at once, but sometimes I think it does, and sometimes I don't think it does. I don't know.
Right. Distribute your
Maybe my brain's just too small to actually reasonably understand.
squirrel's tails. If you can get them, I'll give you an extra chance. Understand?
well, sounds a bit strange, but okay.
Strange? It's the best bloody deal you're going to get, you little prick. Right, that's it. Piss off. I've got some
It must be a horrible job to have to do that.
things. I hate those bloody cats. The way they meow. and their smells just...
Damn, alright. Cool. So yeah, basically, that's a cutscene that you can get if you die. If you don't die, you'll probably never get to see it, I guess. So, but I feel like at some point in time, you'll probably end up dying, especially if you fall down as much as I do. Yeah, just come over here. He's feckin' dead. Come over here and, grab your tail and pop back up to reality, I guess. Oop, there goes gravity. So, yeah, pretty much these are going to count towards lives, practically. And we now have, I think, 3. Yeah. And in order to find them, you got to go find them, like, on those lantern things. You'll see kind of, like, scattered around, like, the map. There's a lot more, like, in the first area. Ah, you fucking dick. Actually, at first, I kind of thought these enemies were kind of neat and what have you, but now I'm starting to actually get pissed off and just really hate them. Especially the fact that, like, they take 6 goddamn hits to kill. Like, that's just a little overkill, in my opinion. Like, I guess it gives me reason to use the combat, but, like, that seems kind of forced, you know? I still will say this. I still think the combat's a bit better in some ways, but, like, That's kind of dog shit, if you ask me. If it's just this, like the tanky attack, you know, the tanky amount of hits. You don't have to kill everybody, but you know, it just kind of makes things a lot smoother whenever you're trying to do something. But right now we don't really need to do anything. We can't go up there yet. That's something for later. Can't go in there yet either. I'm trying to find... well, I know where I'm supposed to be going, but I'm kind of just dicking around. Alright, so let's just go and deal with these guys first. Also, for these videos, I might end up making them 45 minutes, if that's okay with people. It just feels like a good stopping point, or a good amount of time to play the game for, because I feel like close to an hour is just good enough for a session. Well, I might do more after this. Like, I might do more videos of my own after this. Yeah, let's go deal with this goddamn mouse. Because he's just a fucking asshole. And, of course, get this, you know, fat-ass bitch off his back, too. So we gotta help him out.
So many people around here want me to solve their problems. What are you gonna do for me, then?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I say I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. You get rid of that freaking mouse critter, and maybe I'll help you out.
Ugh. I've always hated him. I've always hated him. He was always so feckin' gross.
Run into my friend Bird. Just mention my name, Jack, and everything will be just dandy.
Alright, cool. Also, I don't like his mouth. The block's mouth. I don't know why. It just looks weird to me. So, anyway, what we have to do is basically go up here to this giant cheese area that literally is coated with cheese.
You must be
Literally, like, the designers are saying, hey, cheese is over here. Trouble on the trolley, eh? Alright.
all you do? Great.
I don't know why you looked mad there for a second. So, all you gotta do is come in here, grab one, there you go. And see, that's another aspect of this game that I like, is it just feels like it makes hitting enemies a lot easier. It's just, you know, instead of having to go, like, run into an enemy, or try to run toward an enemy and then hit B and then just completely miss, having to restart your run, it sucks. Here you go, you fat fuck.
That was nice. Ooh, I'd like another though, if that's okay.
Problem is, with this guy, even though he might be, you know, grateful that you gave him food, he's definitely gonna still kill you if you try to actually mess with him, so just stay away from him. He's just a nasty fuck anyway, just don't bother. Now, another thing too is, like, I think you can go around the other way, but that's just a lot more travel to deal with. And it's much easier to go this way and just kind of stay to the sides, which I think this is the version that they made it to where it's much easier to avoid them. Because I could have sworn in the original 64 one that they were a lot harder to get past.
One more should get
Hey, Marvelous, I know them. They're that company that I think publishes Senran Kagura. Because I think it's Tamsoft that develops them. And didn't they just recently... Oh yeah, we just recently got another Neptunia game. I was about to say something about like Senran Kagura and Neptunia, but it's like... Well, yeah, like we got that... Samurai one, I forget the name of. Ninja one, Ninja Wars. It was okay. I kind of wish it was more closer in line with Senran Kagura, but you know... In terms of gameplay action, because I like Senran Kagura action, kind of. When it's done right. Mainly Estival Versus. It's a good one.
Oh no, I think I've had too much.
I think he's lactose intolerant. Oh yeah, he really is. Damn. We killed the motherfucker. That's also gross too. Just the leftover fucking gas.
I couldn't have lasted a moment longer there. Thank you very much, Mr.
How the hell this game got on the 64? I have no fucking clue.
Real neat inside that barn.
Nintendo was
Sonny.
very okay with certain things, I guess. And then they eventually became not. And then they came back and they're like, yeah, well, we'll allow Bandit on our platform. Forgot about long jumps. That would actually save me so much trouble. Ah, free cash again. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the button, too, yeah. Nice. Casual.
You want some great stuff?
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think the round's on me.
Alright, so...
Tank tonight.
I think... we'll go inside, and then we'll probably just stop the video from there, because that might be a lot of video if I keep going on. Ouch. Let's just go see what's going on inside the barn. There'll be something interesting in here, right? It's like the Wild West in here.
Hey, you over there.
Huh?
Yeah, you. Apparently there's something real neat inside this barn. I can't quite see it myself. Unless, of course, some guy's jumping around stinking a horse poo's real neat. Which, of course, it isn't.
Yeah, Conker, I know that.
This is pretty neat.
Oh, shit. I think we fucked up.
Hey, Frankie. I think there's a little fellow over there. He's just coming in through the door. I think it's your turn to kick his... Is it his turn?
Yeah, I say it was his turn. Yeah, Frankie, go and kick his ass. Go on, kick his ass.
I ain't kicking it. But it's always my turn to kick their asses.
Frank, just go there and kick his ass. Frank, for sake.
Yeah, go over there, kick his ass. Somebody's gotta kick his ass. It ain't gonna be me. I'm a rock. Guy, you don't kick ass.
Well, I'm a paint pot anyway. I'm a paint pot. Go kick his ass.
Okay, I'll kick his ass. I'm not going over there. He can come over here.
Okay. Hey, here comes Chris.
Yeah, that seems to be
Keep still.
most of the commonality with these characters is you got to go to them at all times. I wonder if that's like a designer thing, and that's just something the developer decided. Like, oh, we're just not gonna bother. Just make them come to you. I guess we can't do that yet. Okay, yeah, you have to wait. So yeah, hopefully you guys at least enjoyed what was most of this. I know I had a rough start with this video, but hopefully my commentary doesn't ruin people's enjoyment of the game or anything like that. And I hope to see you in the next video. So, as always, take care, everybody.